The world is waking up to the power of gold. National banks are racing to secure it. In 2024 alone, central banks added over 1,000 tons, the third straight year of net gold buying. Why? Because gold is real money. Unlike paper currency, gold's value doesn't disappear with inflation, reckless spending, and market crashes. Noble Gold makes it easy to add gold to your portfolio. Right now, when you make a qualified investment, you'll get a free 10-ounce gold coin. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com. The world is turning to gold. Shouldn't you be looking into doing that too? What is our first topic?
It leads directly into our next topic.
That's right. I don't quite understand the phenomenon around this topic.
Okay, well, it's because it's fun, Charlie.
That's
all
why
right.
I don't get
So
it.
the viral debate on TikTok is man versus gorilla, or should we say men versus gorilla?
Right.
I think we can't show the original tape because I think it uses bad words in it. But basically, the big debate that people have been going is, could 100 human men defeat in direct combat a single adult silverback mountain gorilla from Africa?
And the conclusion is?
It's surprisingly varied. To me, I think my initial response, and I think your shared response as well, was, yeah, it's 100 guys.
Yeah, sure.
But people have started making very funny videos.
But the videos that I've seen are like, these are like, I mean, like elephant gorillas. These are, I mean,
yeah. We should show some of these.
I know. I mean, gorillas
some of them are a little
maybe
silly.
6 or 7 feet, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. But
they're not. Am I wrong?
I mean, so far, I think I haven't seen a gorilla in the wild. I have seen. I saw a movie once that I think was a documentary where there was a gorilla and it was big enough to climb the Empire State Building, and so
yes, I know.
I feel like that would be a difficult gorilla.
Well, so all these simulations, these gorillas are massive.
Gorillas
like
aren't as tall as
15
people.
So yeah, I mean, so
no
a male
gorilla
is 5.5 feet tall. Okay, so and they rarely stand upright. So they're knuckle walkers. And so how heavy are they? So yeah, I mean, these simulations, the gorilla looks like it's 20 feet tall. Okay, they're 400 pounds. Of course 100 guys could take a 5.5 foot animal that's 400 pounds.
All right, but on the other,
we're talking unarmed, right? So are there like we're fully unarmed, right? That's part of it, right? No weapons.
I believe
anything.
yes. Yeah.
They just all jump on them. I don't understand.
Yeah, so let's see.
The simulations
show
are
the B-roll. Show the B-roll from 403.
The B-roll. Look how big the gorilla is in the B-roll.
Okay.
This is ridiculous. Show this whenever I'm watching on the thing. Put that in there. The gorilla is like 13 feet tall.
Yeah, so it's a little.
Why in the
not
simulation
accurate,
why are the guys all white in this simulation?
And then why are they watching? Or why don't they jump on his back? This whole thing has never made any sense to me. When I first saw it on Twitter, I spent 30 seconds. I'll never get back. This is like the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It is pretty dumb. Now, I would say in the defense of people who think the humans would lose, it's kind of it's a morale test. I would say, like, if you took 100 guys and just had them steamroll the gorilla, they would win. But probably the gorilla would be able to kill or like extremely severely maim, 3 or 4 guys. Like, they have very powerful bites, so they could just kind of like bite your neck and you die, or they could rip your arm off, or they could throw you or punch you really bad. And some of those guys would die. And the question is, do the people does the mass of men maintain their cohesion to defeat the gorilla menace, or do they break and run away? And I can easily imagine, in certain dynamics, they would just run like wussies.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, so Ryan thinks the gorilla would win. I see it. The gorilla would probably like mess up like 7 guys, and then you just jump on top of them. And then you have more jump on and just keep on hitting.
But what if the person who's right on it freaks out because he doesn't want the gorilla to, rip his nuts off or something, or just uppercut him into the stratosphere?
I guess you don't want to win then.
But that's the thing. Do they care about winning or saving their individual lives? However briefly.
I mean, it depends on the stakes.
Well, again,
of this combat.
we're talking about a fight, as in a stand-up fight, which means that we've already committed to for whatever reason, right? We're talking physicality here. We're not talking about motivation. So for whatever the motivation is, the gorilla has killed all of their children, let's say, and for whatever reason, they're also unarmed. So they're fully committed. They have decided to end this gorilla's life, or at least its freedom. And so they have to. So, by the way, are we saying subdue or fully kill the gorilla? Are we like which?
I feel like this
what's
is
the desired
to the
end
death.
state here.
That's how it comes
To the
off
death.
to me.
Again, you just have to get on the gorilla's back, and eventually the gorilla will fall, and you just keep stomping on
I
it.
think Jack's already adding new caveats when it's like the men want revenge on the gorilla. Like, what if it's instead the 100 men are just abducted by like maybe there's some like foreign dictator and he's just like takes his like Kim Jong-un for his amusement takes 100 North Koreans and orders them to fight this silverback that he smuggled into the country.
Sure,
They
yeah, it's
wanna
Kim
live.
Jong-un, and you will be killed if you do not fight the gorilla.
All right, hold on, guys. We got to go through the gorilla's physical attributes. Gorillas weigh up to 500 pounds, and they are 4 to 9. That's quite a spread. 4 to 9 times stronger than a trained human male. And their upper body strength is immense. They can tear down trees, bend iron bars in captivity. And get this, their bite force is 130 PSI, pounds per square inch, which is like double that of a lion's. So they would bite and probably like kill. I don't know, you're saying 7 men would probably get maimed. And this seems to be where the whole breakdown of the debate is.
Like 100 random like carpenters, or just like 100 random, just people.
Or union
men.
guys. We had
yeah,
100
That
union
was the
guys.
opposite.
Yesterday-
That was Jack versus 100 gorillas, kind of.
Yesterday, yeah, we had one Poso versus 100 gorillas.
Could they have beaten the gorilla?
I mean, honestly, yeah, I think so. Or like 100 Eagles fans. What if it was 100 Eagles fans?
I feel like it'd be hard to fit 100 Eagles fans into like one combat arena, to be honest, Jack.
Yes, that's the point.
Well,
Yeah, it will.
I think they would absolutely 100 dedicated, trained, grown men that are not flabby and out of shape will win. But the question is, I think a more interesting question is what Charlie was getting at is how many would get maimed or killed in the process, and would the men have enough fortitude to continue on when he inevitably crushes some just like that?
This simulation is so ridiculous. Stop showing this. Gorillas are not 15 feet
This
tall.
is
Look
a
at this. What
live.
is this?
This is documentary footage, Charlie.
This is so ridiculous.
This is
Look,
ChatGPT
okay, so right
version.
now, why would they not be jumping on his back? He's distracted with those 4 poor souls that are going to
'Cause
die.
they're terrified.
Yeah, all
And
the
to
guys
go
in the
on his
back are
back?
just standing there.
They're terrified. I would go on his back. That's that you got a little bit of leverage there.
Well, that is a very interesting conundrum, right? Like, if you're going to be one of the first guys to jump in, you're probably going to get killed or maimed badly.
Yes,
so
that's
who
the way.
goes
okay,
first?
I don't know, like flip a coin.
But
I
that's
don't know.
that's the difficulty.
How'd they do it?
of
How'd they do it at Normandy?
I mean,
Blake?
that's really one is guys would just get like really amped up about it. You
At
gave
Normandy?
a lot of glory to it, and also just there wasn't the one like total certainty of dying most of the time. But that's kind of what breaks apart armies. Like if you read about ancient warfare, like a few of their guys would die, and like the rest would just kind of get terrified and freak out and run away. And
That's why they preferred super poor people to be in their like the front lines.
no, usually it was elite aristocrats who would be on the front lines.
But wouldn't they just like draft like random like peasant
You
people?
could, you some
You're
armies
thinking
would
about
do that. And that
Vietnam.
would all be just mass, but those guys couldn't fight at all. That's the thing. It's all about motivation and like spirit of spirit de corps as they call it. Like you need guys to feel like they really are bound with the other guys. They can trust the other guys and fight with them. Otherwise, they fall apart instantly. And like that's why the U.S., for example, could beat Iraq like the Saddam Hussein's army so easily. We're outnumbered by a ton, but our guys would know what they were doing. They were well trained. And like in theory, if the Iraqi guys just wouldn't freak out and all kind of run away or surrender right away, they could have inflicted a lot of casualties on us. But what would happen is we drop a few smart bombs on a key spot. The leaders would get taken out. The guys would all freak out and they would just surrender. And so similarly here, it's like, what if one guy gets out ahead of the rest and the gorilla just pops his head off, and everyone's like, I'm not going to be guy number 2 who gets his head popped off, and then they all run away and freak out.
So
And then the
I think
gorilla
what we should really shift on this though is, are there any animals that we think could actually take out 100 men?
Yeah, probably. I think Charlie and I are having the same thought on the one that would defeat.
Hippo. Hippo is the most murderous animal.
Yeah, hippo kills like way more people than lions, way more people than bears, and it could easily destroy them.
But I will push back. Now, just so we're clear, they're incredibly fast. They could run 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, they can. Sprinter speed.
They're largely the most deadly because people underestimate them, not because they're actually the most lethal.
And they're pretty numerous.
Correct.
Like,
Well, and
they can live in a big herd.
And let's not also forget how hungry they get. They are hungry,
That's right. but I will.
Yes.
But the one where, honestly, if there was 100 men against a lion, I think the lion wouldn't like. I don't think that they would even get close.
100 men versus a lion? Really?
Oh yeah, they couldn't catch it.
Oh, but like, first of all, the thing about humans, you know how we can catch these animals, right? Humans are powerful endurance animals. So most animals are a lot faster than humans, but they get tired really easily.
It depends. Is this in a ring? Is this in a coliseum? You see, I don't understand.
But even if you're in, that's just it. If you're in a coliseum, you just chase them around in a circle, and especially if there's 100
do
of you.
hippos not have endurance?
No, but it's killing
is there
you
water
in
involved?
the Colosseum.
Hippos have lower endurance, but I think the thing is the hippo is just so strong. Like, how do you even hurt the hippo? Like, you're gonna karate chop through that blubber, but like,
No, that's true.
like cats, like big cats they're very deadly. They
You
could
would have to
easily
break
maul a
the
bunch of
hippo's
us.
neck, which is the strongest part of their body.
Yeah.
Jeez.
No, hippos are ridiculously.
Yeah, like we have that footage there where it's
yeah.
like the hippo goes after, like there's 3 lions and the hippo just wrecks it. You know how those hippos can't like swim, by the way? The way they're moving through the water and all those things is they're just like walking on the bottom, but they can still move at the speed of like a boat.
There's no primates that actually do endurance hunting. They also don't sweat. They don't have sweat glands the way humans do. There's been a lot of theories about why it is that
Dogs
humans sweat. Yeah, but not the way that humans do for cooling. Like most animals
dogs
will.
don't sweat.
Yes, they do.
That's why they pant.
They pant. Yeah, they pant, and so they
No.
and they drink water
Horses
and they go
sweat.
into the shade. But no animals sweat like
It's
a
not
human
correct.
sweats
Dogs
for cooling.
absolutely
is
sweat.
what
You
I'm
guys
saying.
are wrong. It's just like
No, what dogs can't do is look up. Dogs can't look straight up.
So
Okay, you guys are wrong.
get this. So a lion has a bite force of 650 pounds per square inch. A grizzly bear has 975 pounds per square inch. A hippo has 1,800 to 2,000 pounds per square inch in that big old hungry maw of its. Wonder what a gator has. There's also videos you can find of like
I literally
of
just
hippos
said
that-
they sweat, and they're like, "Oh, okay, they only sweat through their paws. That's still sweating. I know this.
That's the
grew up with a
opposite
dog.
of what I said. I said that I grew up with a dog. No, but dogs don't sweat the way humans sweat. That's the whole point.
obviously,
They don't do
okay.
it for thermal regulation.
What do they sweat for then?
smell really bad, probably.
Just for fun, basically.
For
Why
fun.
would they sweat if
For
not for
fun.
thermal regulation?
Do you think that 100 random men 200 years ago would have had a better likelihood of defeating said animals than 100 men in 2025?
That's interesting. I think they would probably have the better
Malnourishment.
morale, but they're probably malnourished. They're probably underweight in comparison.
Okay, that's not the point. Let's just mindset. Let's pretend that they had a nice week of meals.
Oh, then yeah, probably. But
Would the men of 200 years ago have more capacity?
yeah, I guess I would go back and forth on this. Like, it would kind of depend. It would actually depend on what society you were taking them out of. Like, this is 100% real. Like, I think, like, if you took 100, I don't know, irascible Scotsmen and they had to fight it, like, they would probably have a better time than, I don't know, like,
I think
100,
My money would be on the Scots.
like, 100 random serfs from the Ottoman
Well, of course,
Empire or
Charlie would be
something.
on the
Those guys
Scots.
would want to
Yeah.
bug out.
100%. So
Are these like Viking warriors raiding the shores of England? Maybe.
200 years ago? Probably not
Well,
Vikings
not
at
200.
that point.
Yeah, I'm just
but-
saying, like, are they warrior men that love to fight? Yeah,
So-
George Washington fighting a hippo. Wonder what would happen.
George Washington would die.
Yeah,
What about,
again,
what about? So Charlie, we've had a lot of these discussions.
George
about
Washington
the NBA.
cannot be killed in battle.
Yeah,
would,
that's true.
Would Michael Jordan defeat a hippo in battle?
In combat or in basketball?
He'd jump
I don't
over
see
him.
what's the difference.
I think that the hippo wouldn't be able to catch him.
I thought we just said that hippos can run really fast.
So Michael Jordan.
Could
Michael Jordan has agility.
Could Michael Jordan move consistently at 20 miles an hour to escape from the hippo?
I think he could. Can hippos move laterally?
This video is
really well?
wild.
I don't know. I think we need someone to use an AI to test Michael Jordan fighting versus a hippo.
I think Michael Jordan would take the challenge. That's the scary thing.
Ooh, yeah. He'd probably take the challenge right now. He's very competitive.
Oh, he's very competitive.
Yeah, we have another video there. That's like a hippo chasing a full desert safari jeep and almost catching it.
Yeah, 19 miles an hour.
Yeah. Those are scary, man.
You got to shoot it, man. You can't go on those safaris without a weapon.
Yep.
Without a doubt. You see these people go
All right.
on these. I just want to go on a photographic safari.
I've literally
They end
heard
up getting eaten by it.
I once talked to a guy who was did that big game hunting
Oh
stuff.
yeah, no, I know plenty.
And he said, and he had literally actually had, I guess, if you're one in 10 people a year get a permit to hunt an elephant because there's irascible elephants that they
you
need to
can't
cull
import
anyway.
them. There's
You
ivory-
can't import it and all of
ivory
that. But they
importation.
do allow a few people a year to shoot one.
Correct.
And that was actually very dangerous because the elephant
Incredibly
charged them
dangerous,
and the guy
yes.
ran. But he said that was not the scariest hunting experience he had.
Hippo.
The scariest one was they took a small little motorboat across a river and it had hundreds of hippos in it. And it's if the hippos go berserk, you're going to die.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the other scary thing with hippos. One of those is scary. You can see hundreds and hundreds of hungry hippos.
Do they
Hippos
eat
go
humans?
berserk.
They're not carnivores normally, I believe.
So that's the only good news is that
Yeah.
they're not inclined to.
Yeah, it's just they're tanks because basically they live in Africa where there's a ton of apex predators, and so you've got to be very hardy to get by in
Wait,
in the
do
savannah.
you guys? So I'm looking up top running speeds for men. The fastest man ever was clocked at 23.35 miles per hour. And the fastest woman, 21 miles per hour. But they're saying the average male from 20 to 40 is 5.9 miles an hour. Do you think it's
I
that big
believe
of a
that.
drop off between the fastest man and the average?
So, I mean, that doesn't sound totally right. You can run on a treadmill 6 miles an hour. It's not
That's what I was thinking.
very fast. Running at a very I would say dead sprint, the average person is maybe going 12, 13
Ish.
miles an
Yeah,
hour.
for sure.
You can go and run 10 miles an hour on a treadmill and it's pretty hard, but you could run a quarter mile at that if you're in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
And then, a really good person could run a mile at that pace.
But endurance is our key. That's how we outlast them.
And then
Yeah, different sources 12 to 13.
Kind of
Miles
weird
per
that there's no other apes or primates that have that kind of behavior or that biology. It's kind of weird how that works.
Well, I thought evolution explains everything.
Yeah, I thought that's what we were told, and yet it's so strange that only humans have this biology and this behavior. Weird.